Hi, this is Jennifer Woods, and I'm going to be going over the questions at the end of Gibbons Chapter 1. The first question is, what happens to some EL learners when they are immersed in content classrooms and taught as if they are fluent in English? So the best term is sink or swim. Many of these students struggle academically. They have language issues, and they have weak academic language and gaps in reading and writing, and they're not engaged in the classroom. They may also have social barriers with the other students. The next question is, are there students like Juliana? How are they viewed by their teachers? Juliana was a second language learner, and I can say from my own experience, I feel that a lot of EL students are viewed poorly by their teachers. The reason I say this is through an experience of my own. I was a long-term substitute, and my first week in the classroom, I gave my students a test. I was subbing for a teacher who had left on maternity leave, and I'm passing out the papers, and about 5 minutes later, one of the students raised her hand, and she was one of the English learners in the class. She spoke pretty good English overall, but she said to me, "What is the answer to the first question?" And I remember thinking, "What? Huh?" And I told her I would help her through the problem, but I'm not going to give her the answer. But she had told me that the teacher, her prior teacher, was giving her the answers. So I reached out to that teacher and I asked, is that normal for you to give her the answers? And she said, yes. She's learning math in her EL class, so to make it easier for her, she would just give her the answers. So I feel that's not having much confidence in your students and not setting high expectations for your students and not showing them that you don't believe in them, essentially. So I do think that teachers, especially mainstream teachers, don't focus on helping these students. And I took this quote from Gibbons: EL learners need the same access to intellectually challenged work as all other students. So the last question is, what type of support do you think is most important for learners like her? In my opinion, a well-designed curriculum is very important in the classroom. Maybe have co-teachers in the class to help the mainstream classes, to help the EL students in the mainstream classes, and simultaneous development of both English and the home language. Research has clarified that simultaneous development of both English and home language facilitates higher outcome for the EL learners. This type of curriculum teaches students how to speak English while teaching curriculum in their own language. So I think that's very beneficial. Also providing tests in their home language in the mainstream classes. And last but not least, encouragement and believe in her abilities, Juliana's, or whatever EL student you have, and do not underestimate them because they're smart and they have just as much potential as any other student. So that being said, I am looking forward to reading the rest of Gibbons.